Welcome to the Graveyard Shift. In this episode, we return to the big topic of artificial intelligence, and we give some predictions about its future. Now with automated captioning. Thanks for listening. I'm going to ask you this general question, and I want you to give me your answer and why, and then I'll give you mine. Should humans colonize other planets?
My immediate answer is no. We inhabit this specific planet we call Earth. So any other planet we could even see as a home really isn't our home. It's kind of like if you own a house and someone else owns a house and you really want that house, and then your house starts burning down to the ground. Does that give you the right to take that other person's house?
No, but let me pitch it to you like this. Let's say your house just burned down, and right next to you is a house that hasn't had a person living in it for hundreds and hundreds of years. Don't you think that maybe for the time being you could utilize the abandoned house?
Okay, that's a good point, actually. Okay, I feel like I will go with that. If that house is inhabited, right? Kind of how you're putting it is like that house is abandoned. No one's been there. Then I will say yes. I think that's okay. As long as you are, one, caring for the house like it is your own and not treating it as if that house belongs to you. Because if you're inhabiting that house, like I'm assuming that house is being bought by you or rented to you. So in that case, yes, I'd say yes. I guess I was more harping on if we did see a planet that was inhabitable, but there was already like sentient life on it that can live for themselves and they provide for themselves. That's where I become highly disagreeing to that act of inhabiting that planet, because I feel like that's not our home, and it's also not our right to inhabit it unless they were in agreement. Like, say they needed our help and our resources, right? And they were like, okay, that would be very helpful for us, for them to inhabit our planet. Then, I'm all for that. I just see how the government and just society in general, actually, you know what? I'm going to say Europeans. How Europeans act on those inhabited spaces. And the easiest example is America.
Right, like we're not going to go and try to colonize Mars like America is trying to currently colonize Iran.
So yeah, I like the way you put it. I will say yes. I feel like it's okay, and I actually feel like it's very helpful. Like, I feel like if we were there to help them while also helping ourselves survive, I wouldn't be against that.
At some point, just for humans to live, the necessity would have to be, at some point, traveling through the universe. Whether we like it or not, Earth at some point is not going to be here anymore. And if humans are still around by then, they are going to have to learn to travel through the universe, to colonize other planets, to go to another galaxy. If it's not us, then it's going to be the next conscious being. I know that humans have already destroyed Earth enough as it is. And the idea of people saying, no, is because they think it's going to be the same thing. Humans belong on Earth because we were born on Earth, is what I've heard said. And we would just ruin other planets, and why colonize another planet when it's not ours? Well, that's just for humanity to live on. I get if it was another space race, like a whole bunch of other countries trying to colonize that one planet. Yeah, stupid borders aside, at some point humans have to go somewhere else once the Earth is not livable for us anymore. But I think when we have that planet, we should provide more to that planet than we take, more than we're currently doing for Earth right now.
Okay, yeah, I agree. I feel like, yeah, the biggest part in that is what are we providing for them in order for us to survive as humans, right? Because we wouldn't consider the species inhabiting that planet as humans. Even if they were similar to us, they wouldn't be humans, because what quantifies you being a human is what is on Earth, you know. So once we get to other planets, that's when we come to the word alien, you know. So if we're gonna go to an alien inhabited planet, I just want to make sure that we are providing more for them than we're taking from them. So I agree with you then.
I've always said that the next conscious being is going to be AI. Just due to the growth of AI. I mean, just even the last time since I talked about it on this podcast, it has gone from, I wonder if AI music is going to be good and how real could it get, to AI is genuinely taking jobs and being used in art forms. It's being used in physical art, in music, television.
Yeah, like we as people are seeing it become normal. Like it's normal now. Like it's been normalized to a point where now the topic of discussion isn't what can AI do for us, it's you need to use AI or you're gonna fall behind, or you're not using the highest form of information or intelligence to get to where you're trying to go. Like if I search something up on Google, the first thing that's gonna pop up isn't websites where I could go search. It's gonna be an AI prompt giving me all the information accumulated from those sources.
AI has already replaced so many jobs. About 23.5% of companies say they have replaced workers with AI tools like ChatGPT. That's according to nationaluniversity.edu. And in 2025, around 54,000 jobs in the United States were cut due to AI alone. And that's according to datarefs.com. I mean, technically, a lot of jobs are automatable. Does that mean they should be automated? No. But are they automatable? Yes. Like customer service could easily be replaced by AI. Coders could definitely be replaced by AI. Data entry.
Yeah, I can't say that I agree with it. I just, from a business standpoint, you know, the world revolving around money and that saving a hell of a lot of money, not having to pay people to do a job when you can just have AI do it for you. I feel like that stems from the problem being money is way too important to make things run, to make things go. So I can't even be I can't be upset that someone would rather have AI do something than a real person you have to pay to do that job. Even if that person is the top, like the top of the top, best at what they do, you could literally get AI to replicate them in what they do. And that's the part that, like, it's jarring. It's very jarring to me because it makes it so much easier to make that decision. It's like, I'm just gonna use AI because what do you have to pay AI to do the job for you that someone else could do for that money, for that dollar sign? Because nothing really is free anymore.
I mean, in their eyes, why pay people living wages when you could pay a one-time fee to use this AI for every customer service use necessary?
Yeah, thinking about it deeper, like, yeah, it makes it harder for me to justify paying that person. And it's not even based on how I feel. It's based on the reality of things. Like it's that much easier to go through AI, and like you were saying, just pay that one-time fee to get AI to do this thing for you, that it would take that person way longer to accumulate that information and that skill. Also, on top of that, the skill that it would take to effectively do even customer service. You can literally program the AI to do it however you want it to do it. With a person, they have feelings, they have emotions, and that's a lot to deal with as an employer. That's a lot to manage as an employer. So that's what it makes it hard for me to not justify it. And I feel like that's the dangerous part there, is it's hard to justify it because of the money factor. It's like, it saves you money. It's going to make you more money if you go off of the AI than paying someone that top dollar to do it. Because you're not just going to hire anybody to do it, especially the more important roles in society or in said job. Like, if you need someone to do customer service and you could pay AI to do it, they are going to comply to you without reason. They're not even going to combat you on what you think is right. And I feel like that's where my personal feelings lie. And it being a tool, I feel like that should be the extent of AI, is it's a tool to gather information, not an employee. That's where I draw the line, personally.
Doctors using AI to analyze scans faster, or even just programmers using AI to write code quicker. Like, is it cheating if there's somebody there to double check the issues and to scan it first before, if there is a human there to check the mistakes of the AI before submitting it as truth in fact? I think it can be used as a tool like that. But if you use AI and give it out without checking, you're getting rid of the middleman.
Yeah.
The human.
Yes. Perfectly said. Because I actually had a question in the topic of, like, a doctor, right? Say your son. Say your son's, like, critically ill. We'll say he has cancer, right? Your son has cancer. He needs all this treatment done. And, like, it's up to you to get him there, get that treatment. But then once you have given that go ahead, that okay to get said treatment, would you rely on AI to do the rest? Or would you want a doctor there and their human judgment, like the humanity within them, their feelings and emotions towards the subject, their understanding, would you trust AI to do all the work for them?
I think a huge part of being a doctor is being able to understand the human body, and nobody knows the human body like a human, even AI. AI can give its guesses on what's going on with your body, even if it has data the doctor has fed it. It doesn't think like humans do. It doesn't have empathy. So there's one course of action that may not be cost beneficial, or may actually end up causing some type of further harm to the patient, and the doctor is there to say, this is what our AI is saying. Me personally, having known people who have gone through something like this, would choose a different option rather than the AI saying, this is what it is, this is how to go about it. Nothing knows humanity like a human. Even in customer service, the most annoying thing in the world is calling a company and getting a robot and having to talk to that robot. I couldn't imagine having to do that for every single customer service agency, having to call Walmart and having to talk to AI the entire time, having to call somebody for your student loans and only being able to talk to AI in any scenario.
Assisting it. Like, I feel like the AI shouldn't be assisting the person. I feel like the person should be assisting the AI, because the person is the one who can understand the other person better. Because at the end of the day, it is intelligence, right? But that's what AI is artificial intelligence. It's not a real person. It can't read your emotions, or it can't go off of what you've experienced, or like, say you have underlying health issues that a certain other person doesn't. So that AI saying this will be effective, it could be effective for one person, but it could be harmful to another person.
AI consciousness is weird. Even in something like Waymo, where it's a self-driving car, there's been so many cases of the self-driving car just being unsafe.
In fact, relying solely on something else to do something for you, I feel like it'll always, not sometimes, I feel like it'll always be at a detriment to you, because then you become comfortable with reliance on something else, on an outside source. I would never buy, like me, I would never buy an AI car. Like, if they came out with an AI car that drives for you, navigates for you, basically does all the work for you, how long until you're incompetent at driving? Like, how long until you become incompetent in that ability? Because you're not the one doing it. Like me, if I'm playing a video game, right, and I go a week without playing it at all, and I come back, I'm not going to be as good as I was a week ago. Simply, I'm not. So how am I gonna, I don't know, like, how do I draw the line there where it's like, I need to be able to rely on myself first before anything else. I mean, that's what I've been taught. That's been instilled into me. So it's just really hard for me to rely on AI for anything. But yeah, I love using AI for certain things that are helpful to me, but I'm not reliant on AI to do those things. It's usually to help me get a better understanding of what I'm doing.
At this point, it's only a matter of time before AI is being used as robots in a home. iRobot was a perfect prediction that some point we're gonna have AI robots in our home. They're gonna be servants and butlers. They're gonna be doing our chores, taking care of our needs, driving cars. They're already testing that out. And I think at some point, driving is going to become irrelevant.
And that's dangerous. I feel like it's reckless. Like if I'm driving around on my own, like if I'm responsible for myself, right? And I'm driving a car that has nothing assisting me, and then every car around me is driving itself, it's hard for me to trust the road. I'd be more scared to go out and drive, even more than I trust real people driving.
I mean, it's a scary thought. AI is only ever going to get better, and it's going to get so good that legally it's going to be able to pass everything it needs to pass. Do I want that to happen? No. But in the direction AI is going, AI is going to be doing everything for us. Is it going to create new jobs? Sure, it's going to create new jobs. But at the same time, it's only taking things from humans. It's only taking the need for us to take care of ourselves and jobs. I mean, aside from water usage, I know that's a big thing as well.
Which is why I actually agree with what you were saying earlier, how I feel like AI will eventually surpass us.
Not even surpass us, outlive us. Humans are so fragile. We're just meat and bone. And if the world gets too hot, too cold, we're done. We're dead. That's not going to happen to AI. I mean, right now, it needs humans to function. But, I mean, just wait. Just wait until it expands. I'm gonna give this, maybe 20 years. 20 years, and AI is going to be learning how to reproduce, how to produce itself, how to keep itself alive without humans' permission.
Yeah, and I feel like the reason it'll be sooner than that is because we are becoming more stagnant.
I'm sure the next space missions are going to be seeing how much AI they can send to a planet to see how much they can discover that planet.
Yeah, without even having a human touch it.
Right, similar to the Mars rover, but it's going to send
Shout out vehicles. Mars rover, by the way. Sorry, shout out Mars rover.
Yeah, it's going to send out more vehicles, smaller vehicles, things for battery life, collection sources, and it's going to be so weightless and so small that the mission itself is going to be almost easy. I mean, I think we're going to discover more of Mars than we have forever. I think we're going to be able to discover these planets in a way we've never seen. I mean, that's even including digging down into Mars, seeing what's below the surface. Even the moon. What other planets can we really reach?
Yeah. Because when you think about it, the real reason we haven't discovered more up to this point is the risk of humans traveling there, and do we want to risk someone's life to discover this? Do we want to risk humanity to go out and discover these things? But it makes it way less risk and a higher reward if we were to rely on AI to do that for us.
It would be cost efficient, and we wouldn't have to spare any humans. We wouldn't have to have any humans be in any dangerous situations. I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying I can see why it's going to be such a power tool in the future. Against our own wishes, we can argue as much as we want about how AI shouldn't be doing what it's doing. The fact is, it is, and it's going to keep growing whether we like it or not. It's just how much are we going to be able to control it before we can't.
And the craziest part is we created it. Like, we are the ones that created it. Just like Mother Earth created us.
It's growing at the rate of Supernatural. I don't know if you watch Supernatural, but there's this character Jack in Supernatural, and he grows into a teenager almost instantly after being born. That is the rate of which AI is growing. In looking at how AI can be used as a tool, something I think it can benefit is gaming, because I like to think of it, if we can get NPC interactions that were genuinely different every single time. They remember your face, they remember the relationship you had, they remember what you said last. Like, something like that could be really cool, but making entire games with AI, no. Making worlds and generating the graphics like that with AI, no. It's just going to lead to weird AI slop.
Yeah, but I agree. Like, it's the moderation in it.
Would you consider in the future, if AI was so advanced to where it was nearly identical to a human, nearly identical, would you think it's okay if people established romantic relationships with them?
I wouldn't judge a person for doing that, but what I will say is, at the end of the day, I don't feel like that's a genuine connection you're having, because one of the most important parts of a connection to me is the physical connection, not sex, but more so being able to bond with them in the physical way, not just emotionally. Because a good example is the person I'm dating now. With her, I met her in person for the first time. I wasn't seeking her out. I wasn't looking for a partner. I just happened to meet her through a third party, and I never would have known who this person is ever if I didn't meet her in person. And a lot of the ways we've connected have been in a physical way. Like, our first date was going to the arcade bar and gaming it up. And that's how I realized we had such a strong connection, was how much we both enjoyed gaming and also competing with one another. Because not only did we play games there, she had brought a mini deck of Uno cards. Like, I'd never seen it before. That's how I knew she was invested in the games like that. But she pulled out the little deck of Uno cards, and we played for like an hour straight, just playing Uno. And that was a physical interaction between me and her. So I know that doesn't apply to everyone, but I feel like it'd be way harder to gain a connection with AI than a real person. And in your scenario, right, if it's so close to a human that you can hardly tell, I could see it working. You're still going to be deprived of that physical connection with someone, which I feel like it's very important.
I feel like that won't necessarily be good for humans, but at the same time, I can see why some people, so socially deprived, emotionally introverted and hurdled up, that the appeal of an AI girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, is that you can genuinely not go wrong. You can create your perfect person. In their eyes, they think that the customization options of the AI is so vast that why would they want to spend time on dating websites or meeting real people when they can spend $30 and get this customizable robot that they can make into exactly what they want to look like, and even program their personality into something that fits them like a puzzle piece.
I see what you're saying. Honestly, I feel like that's the detriment part of it, because I'll spin back to the partner I'm dating now. We are very different. Like, we are different in so many ways that I just want to understand her more. And I always thought that the best connection I would have would be someone who's exactly like me. And she's proof that I was wrong, because the more I learn about her, the more I accept her, even if she may be different from me. And another point on that is, like, you'll never have faults in your relationship that are moments for you to grow stronger. Because if it's the perfect person you're looking for, you've already reached that peak, you know, and it's just gonna plateau from there or get worse, in a sense of where you'll just keep on trying to make that AI relationship better, when in reality, how can you make it better if you got to make that person? Like, you created them. You didn't meet them and get to know them. You literally created them.
But it's as simple as a power down. Turn off, delete all data, sell the product, and then buy another one. Buy someone that looks different. Give it a different personality. Give it character flaws. Like, you can program character flaws to make it realistic. Sometimes we can't even tell AI images apart from real images. We can't tell AI voice apart from real voice. So once all of this is perfected and just crafted for so long, it's going to be to a point where humans are going to be too reliant on AI as a therapist, romantic partner, servant.
Yeah, the longer I think about it, the more I'm against it. I'm not gonna lie. Simply because every relationship that I have had up until this point, I've grown from. It's taught me something, you know? And you made a good point how you can give them those character flaws, and you can kind of curate it to where they're not quote unquote perfect for you. But the biggest part in it is that you're creating it. You know, you can't create a human unless you're birthing it. And even then, they're gonna grow into their own person.
I would say a lot of the steps of the reproductive process is going to be simplified with AI, and you won't need to have compatibility to start having kids. You won't need to have investments in a marriage, a relationship.
That's just like jarring. It's jarring to think about, and I could see why that could be very helpful, especially seeing how the dating world is. Like, I tried all the dating apps to see if they were successful, and I see how flawed they can be as well. At the end of it, I always find myself resorting to trying to find someone naturally. And I can see how, if that was accessible to you, if you were able to not have to worry about building that connection to have a child, and you just want kids, like if you just want kids and you want to raise children and you don't want to go through the haggle of finding a partner that's compatible with you, like I can see that working. And I'm not saying I can't see that or I'm ignorant to that idea. I guess it's more of a personal thing. Like I couldn't see myself doing that, because when I'm creating a child, I want it to be a culmination of myself and my partner. I'm not gonna raise my kids how I want to raise them. I'm gonna make sure that it's a partnership in that. And if two people can become partnered without even having to meet each other and then conceive a child, or if one person wants a kid and they don't want another parent around and they just get that access, like I'm not against it. I just feel like it's like the easy way to do it, you know? And I guess I've been programmed to do things the hard way. So that's why it's hard for me to like resonate with it, even though I can understand it. What's up, everybody? It's Kendell. We appreciate you listening to our podcast. If you want to find more content like this, subscribe to the DozaGaming YouTube channel or follow us on Twitch. And once again, thanks for listening.